In the previous video, we talked about the maturity continuum and the habits of highly effective people from the book by Stephen Covey. Continuing with the topic along with a brief summary, we know there are 3 levels to becoming fully mature. There's the dependent stage, which is focused on you with little or no inner strength, values, or purpose. Then we had the independent stage. This is focused on I, or me, where the person develops deeper self-awareness, knows what they want in life, and can set goals and move towards them. The positive habits the person will need to adapt to shift from the dependent stage to the independent stage include Habit 1. Being proactive. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. And Habit 3. Put the first things first. Next is the interdependent stage. Although we may think independence is the highest form of maturity, it's actually the next level up, the interdependent stage. With that, you may be interested to sign up for this free mini course I created for you to help you level up today. So the interdependent stage has the perspective on us, or we. Interdependence is where we have a mature mindset to think like a team or unity, but still preserve our unique qualities. This unified team may include friendships, couples, family, business partners, and organizations. This is where we have shared values and can combine our unique talents and abilities to make something magical. To reach the interdependent stage, you'll need 4 important habits to develop empathy, build stronger relationships, and cooperate with people in harmony. The 4th habit is to think win-win. For most people, it's often a lose-win or win-lose perspective that stems from a scarcity mentality, with poor beliefs in the lack of abundance. Then we have the lose-lose perspective, which means nobody wins. This is pretty destructive and often ruins relationships. Next is just the win as an individual with no relationship. This is about the person getting what they want and not providing value to anyone else. Another one is no deal, which also means no relationships. No deal, just neutral. The last mentality is win-win, which is the best. And it's about having an abundance mindset where everyone can benefit, can share knowledge and experience, and can gain and profit together. People with a win-win mentality often build true wealth beyond money. They build connections that attracts more opportunities, learn and grow as an individual, and have a priceless social circle that looks out for each other. You can often see win-win relationships with great leaders, responsible influencers, celebrities, and positive people who value growth and relationships. The next is Habit 5, is to first seek to understand, then to be understood. Stephen shared a great story about him and his son having some issues, and Stephen couldn't get to his son. Stephen then goes to his friend for advice. He says, "I just can't understand my son sometimes. He won't listen to me." To which his friend asks, "Wait a second. Let me get this. You can't understand your son because he won't listen to you? I thought to understand someone, you have to listen to them." Now, does this sound familiar in your life too? Perhaps you have a miscommunication in a relationship where no one is trying to understand each other, but merely talking over each other. Since all of us perceive the world with our unique experiences, values, memories, and beliefs, you can't understand someone unless you truly listen to them. This involves developing empathetic listening skills, which is the highest level of listening, as opposed to just listening on the surface level, but mostly focusing on the self with our own thoughts, ignoring, pretending to listen, selective hearing, and attentive listening. Perhaps you've experienced a conversation where other people finish your sentence before you, or you do the same to others. Most people don't listen with the intent to understand. Rather, we listen with the intent to reply, which is a reactive approach. To level up in listening skills, one must get on the same page as the other person by setting aside judgment, preventing taking action, and refrain contributing without further understanding. The time to be understood is when the conversation leads to logic and advice is requested. When the person who brought up the problem reaches logic and seeks advice, this is when it will be more appropriate to give advice. The next habit, number 6, is synergy. This is the ability to see other people's differences, opinions, ideas, perspectives, and strengths as something to be celebrated rather than being criticized, judged, or punished. An example of this is to see the different systems and organs you have in your body. All these parts work interdependently with one another, which allows you to function properly despite their different traits, qualities, and sizes. But without one another, or if one fails, you won't be able to function properly. The last habit is number 7, sharpen the saw. Guy A is trying to cut down the tree with a dull saw. Guy B sees him struggling with the saw and says, "Hey dude, why don't you sharpen that saw? It'll take you 6 hours at this rate." Guy A responded, "No man, I don't have time to sharpen the saw. I need to cut this tree down." Guy B says, "It'll only take you 3 hours to cut down the tree if you spend 1 hour to sharpen the saw." This habit applies to many aspects of our life in the realms of body, mind, and soul, such as doing exercise and self-care to maintain our health for the long run, strengthen spirituality through prayers, meditation, music, arts, and such to nurture your soul and raise your vibration, maintain cognitive health with continuous learning to explore, expand, and explore other cultures. And last is to tend to your social health, which includes spending quality time with family, friends, and romantic partner if you have one. For a person to develop the highest level of maturity, they must go through all these stages from one to the next, as well as adapt to these 7 highly effective habits. From the process, they learn about their boundaries and needs, develop emotional intelligence, and learn how to communicate effectively. To connect the dots, this concept can overlap the spirituality chakra system, where you ground yourself first from the root chakra and work your way up from I am, I feel, I do, I love, I speak, I see, and I understand. It's about first grounding to a strong foundation, developing self-awareness on a soul level, and then coming back to unity at the crown chakra, where you contribute with your unique gifts, experiences, and skills. You can kind of see this crossover to Maslow's hierarchy of needs as well. And that's why childhood development and personal development in adult life are so important. Now that you learn about the 7 habits of highly effective people in the maturity continuum, here's a question for you. Out of these 7 positive habits, which one have you already adopted? Share it with the community in the comments section below. By learning this maturity continuum, you can further develop yourself in these habits and choose how you want to show up in the world. If you want to upgrade yourself, be sure to sign up for this free mini course with 5 steps to level up yourself. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel if you like our contents. Until next time, invest in your inner magic. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.